There is a sacred moment every night, just before you drift into sleep, when your mind becomes a divine instrument of creation. In that quiet, golden space between wakefulness and dreams, the veil between your conscious and subconscious mind fades. What you speak, think, or feel in that moment doesn't merely stay as imagination. It becomes a command to the universe. Every great transformation begins not in action, but in belief, and belief is born in the silence of your mind before sleep. You have within you the power to reprogram your reality, to call forth abundance, and to attract massive wealth, not by force, not by chance, but by aligning your inner world with the truth that wealth is already yours. The universe does not respond to effort, it responds to certainty. So tonight, as you prepare to rest, you will speak a few simple words, not to ask for riches, but to claim them, to impress upon your subconscious the image of a life overflowing with prosperity. Once you say these words with feeling, your world will begin to rearrange itself in ways you cannot yet see, but will soon experience. Because what you assume to be true before sleep must appear in your waking life. The law of assumption before sleep, there is an invisible law that governs every manifestation, every success, and every form of abundance in your life, the law of assumption. This law declares that what you assume to be true, with conviction and emotion, must eventually take form in your world. The outer world is not separate from you, it is merely the mirror of your inner state. Every experience, every event, every flow of wealth that enters or leaves your life is shaped by what you have accepted as real in your imagination. And there is no more powerful time to impress a new reality upon your subconscious than the sacred moment before sleep. That quiet bridge between waking and dreaming is when your conscious resistance softens, and your mind becomes a fertile ground for new creation. You can plant the seed of wealth there, deeply, deliberately. And as you sleep, that seed grows in the unseen realm, preparing to bloom in your waking life. Before you drift off tonight, understand this truth: your imagination is not just fantasy, it is the workshop of your future. What you feel to be true in your imagination will materialize in your physical world. The rich do not become rich by chance. They have assumed the consciousness of abundance long before the money appeared. They live mentally in the state of wealth before it becomes visible. And this same law applies to you. The moment you begin to feel and believe that wealth is your natural state, life must reflect it. The problem is, most people go to sleep thinking of what they lack. They replay the day's worries, debts, and fears. They fall asleep in the feeling of limitation, and the subconscious simply continues that story through the next day. But tonight, you are going to do something radically different. Tonight, you will use the moment before sleep to assume a new identity, the identity of someone already living in abundant wealth. You don't need to see it yet, you only need to feel it. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and whisper the words that claim your wealth. Feel as though you already have it. Picture your life surrounded by financial freedom, your home, your success, your peace of mind. The key is not to wish for it, but to assume it as already done. When you do this just before sleep, you are speaking directly to the creative power that shapes all things. This inner power does not question, it does not doubt. It simply obeys the dominant feeling impressed upon it. So if you go to sleep in the feeling of abundance, it must manifest that abundance in your outer world. Think of your mind as a garden and your thoughts as seeds. Every night before sleep, you are sowing something. If you plant fear, you will harvest struggle. If you plant gratitude, wealth, and confidence, you will harvest prosperity. The law is exact, and it never fails. The moment before sleep is the most important time to plant new seeds, because the conscious mind, the gatekeeper, is resting. The subconscious, which never sleeps, takes over and begins to recreate your outer world to match your inner feeling. That is why it is said that you become what you believe, not what you wish. Because belief is the language of the subconscious, and assumption is belief in motion. Do not underestimate the simplicity of this practice. Just one assumption, repeated nightly, can transform your entire reality. When you close your eyes tonight, say to yourself, I am now living in abundant wealth. Money flows to me with ease. I am grateful and secure in my prosperity. Do not say it mechanically. Feel it as truth. Imagine yourself counting money, enjoying freedom, seeing your life elevated in every way. Let that image saturate your mind until you feel at peace, until you feel it is already done. That feeling is the creative force that moves mountains, opens opportunities, and draws resources to you from unexpected directions. Remember, your outer life will always conform to your inner state. If you feel poor, no amount of effort will create lasting wealth. But if you feel rich within, if you can sustain the inner tone of abundance, then life must match that vibration. Wealth will appear naturally, effortlessly, because it will be an extension of who you have assumed yourself to be. Every night before sleep, return to this inner truth. The world cannot change until you do. The money, the business, the opportunities, all of it begins in your imagination. You are not trying to make wealth happen. You are aligning with the state of already having it. That is the law of assumption in action. As you lay down tonight, remember that your imagination is the only reality that truly matters. What you assume before sleep determines what you will live when you wake. Do not go to bed with the memory of lack. Go to bed with the feeling of completion. Say your words of wealth, feel their truth, and surrender to sleep as the rich version of yourself. Let your final thought be this: it is already done. When you awaken, carry that quiet confidence into your day. The outer world will begin to rearrange itself in your favor. New ideas, people, and chances will seem to appear out of nowhere. But they are not coincidences. They are reflections of the new assumption you planted before sleep. The law of assumption is not wishful thinking. It is divine certainty. It asks you not to hope for what you want, but to live as if you already possess it. When you master this before sleep, you step into the creative power of your own consciousness. You no longer chase wealth, you become the embodiment of it. The universe must obey your inner conviction. So tonight, as you close your eyes, let your final thought be the one that changes your world. I am wealthy now. It is done. Sleep in that feeling, and you will rise into a life that proves it true. The power of the final thought. There is a sacred moment each night when your mind becomes the gateway between two worlds, the world of form and the world of imagination. That moment, just before you drift into sleep, carries an immeasurable power. It is your meeting point with the creative force of the universe. Whatever thought or feeling dominates your mind at that instant becomes the seed your subconscious mind nourishes through the night. It is your final thought that writes the script for tomorrow. Yet most people are unaware of this miracle taking place every single evening. They fall asleep in worry, regret, and fear, not realizing that these emotions become instructions for the subconscious to reproduce more of the same. The universe does not filter your requests. It simply mirrors what you hold as true. Your last conscious impression before sleep is your command to creation itself. The truth is, your subconscious never sleeps. It continues to work tirelessly while your body rests, shaping circumstances, arranging events, and drawing people into your path that align with your dominant state of being. So, if your final thought before sleep is one of scarcity, I never have enough, then your subconscious faithfully fulfills that pattern. But if your final thought is one of abundance, I live in wealth and security, then your subconscious reconfigures your world to make it real. The mind is the builder, and sleep is the architect's workshop. Each night you lay the foundation for your future, brick by brick, thought by thought. You may not see the construction happening, but when you awaken, life has quietly shifted to match what you assumed before you closed your eyes. That is why your final thought before sleep holds more power than all the affirmations you repeat during the day. The conscious mind, when awake, is often restless and distracted. It questions, analyzes, and doubts. But as you prepare to sleep, the conscious mind grows quiet, its resistance dissolves, and the subconscious becomes open, completely receptive to suggestion. That is the moment of creation. That is when one single thought, felt deeply, can outweigh 1,000 daytime affirmations said without feeling. The secret lies in feeling. A single thought of abundance, accompanied by genuine emotion, spoken just before sleep, carries the vibration of certainty. And certainty is what commands reality. So make this your nightly ritual before you fall asleep. Choose your final thought deliberately. Don't let the day's noise spill into your dreams. Don't carry worry, anger, or lack into that sacred space. Instead, pause, breathe, and whisper a statement that reflects the life you desire as though it is already yours. You may say, I am grateful for the endless wealth flowing into my life. Or, I am now living in perfect abundance. But most importantly, feel it. Feel the relief, the joy, the security that comes with knowing you are already provided for. Let that emotion wrap around you like a warm blanket. Feel your body relax, your mind quiet, and your heart expand in gratitude. The more vividly you feel it, the more real it becomes to your subconscious mind. Remember, the subconscious does not understand future. It only knows now. So, you must speak in the language of completion. Not, I will be rich, but I am rich. Not, wealth is coming, but wealth is here. You are not requesting wealth, you are claiming it. That distinction is everything. When you say something as though it has already happened, your subconscious accepts it as truth and immediately begins rearranging your outer world to match it. The moment you fall asleep in that feeling, you have issued a divine decree. And the universe must respond, because it always mirrors the assumptions held in the deepest layers of your being. Most people underestimate the stillness before sleep. They fill it with noise, scrolling through their phones, worrying about tomorrow, replaying past mistakes. But those who understand the law of consciousness use that stillness as their creative temple. They close their eyes and consciously choose their final thought. They speak to their inner self, not as beggars, but as creators. They know that the unseen is more powerful than the seen, and that imagination precedes experience. Your final thought is like a golden key. It unlocks the doors of opportunity, wealth, and abundance. Once you begin using it wisely, you will see how quickly your reality transforms. If you wish to attract massive wealth, practice this simple truth tonight. Your mind must feel it before your eyes can see it. The outer world is always one step behind the inner world. So do not wait for proof to believe, let your belief create the proof. As you lay your head on the pillow, release every worry and gently remind yourself, I am the source of my abundance. I am one with infinite supply. Money flows to me freely and effortlessly. Feel that truth until it feels natural. Fall asleep in that vibration. Let your final thought be a declaration of victory, not defeat. Let it be a reminder that your imagination is the currency of the universe. When you awaken, you may not notice immediate change, but trust that it is already unfolding. The invisible currents of energy are already working in your favor. New ideas will emerge. People will appear who can help you. Doors will open that were once invisible. But it all begins with one conscious act, the deliberate choice of your final thought before sleep. It is not repetition that creates wealth. It is alignment. The moment you align your inner feeling with the frequency of abundance, your outer world has no choice but to comply. So tonight, let your last words be your most powerful prayer. Say it once, mean it fully, and feel it deeply. You are not speaking into emptiness. You are speaking to the creative power that lives within you. Say, I am already living in massive wealth. I rest in abundance. I sleep in gratitude. Let that thought be the last echo in your mind as you drift away. In that silence, creation is set in motion. The power of the final thought will carry you through the night and shape your tomorrow. Sleep as the wealthy version of yourself, and you will awaken to a world eager to prove you right. Feeling is the secret code. There is a divine language that the universe understands, a language beyond words, beyond logic, beyond all effort, and that language is feeling. Every creation, every manifestation, every ounce of wealth that flows into your life is not attracted by what you say, but by what you feel to be true. Feeling is the secret code that speaks directly to your subconscious mind. You may repeat 1,000 affirmations, but if they are empty of emotion, they will never reach the fertile soil of creation. Yet one single thought, infused with genuine feeling, can transform your entire reality. The subconscious is not moved by words, it is moved by vibration. And vibration is born from feeling. When you say, I am wealthy, without emotion, it is only sound. But when you say, I am wealthy, and feel it deep in your being, when you sense the calm, the freedom, the gratitude that wealth brings, then you have unlocked the true code of manifestation. Every emotion you hold is an energetic frequency, and this frequency communicates with the universe. The outer world is a perfect reflection of the inner feeling you sustain most often. If you constantly feel poor, no affirmation can save you, because you are broadcasting lack. But if you learn to feel rich within yourself, even before the evidence appears, you shift your vibration to match abundance, and reality must respond. This is not imagination in the childish sense. It is imagination as the creative power of consciousness. When you close your eyes and feel wealth as if it is already here, you are not pretending, you are creating. Feeling is not a side effect of manifestation, it is the cause. Think of feeling as the password that unlocks the subconscious mind. Words are like typing on a keyboard, but only the right password grants access. That password is the emotional state you hold when you affirm something. You cannot trick your subconscious with hollow repetition. It is far too intelligent. You must feel your statements until they become your inner truth. When you say, I am wealthy, your mind may argue back, pointing to your current bank balance or your unpaid bills. But do not fight it. Instead, close your eyes and imagine a scene where you already live in abundance. Feel the weight of financial freedom in your body. Feel the joy of paying every bill with ease. Feel the relief of knowing you are supported. The moment your body and mind unite in that feeling, the subconscious accepts it as reality and creation begins. The reason feeling is the secret is because it bypasses resistance. The conscious mind may doubt, analyze, and fear, but the subconscious only responds to what feels real. So instead of begging for wealth or hoping for change, learn to feel as though your desire is already complete. This is the true art of creation. When you feel wealthy now, you are not attracting money, you are aligning with the state of being where money naturally flows. The difference between wishing and creating is feeling. Wishing says, I want it someday. Feeling says, it is already mine. And the universe responds to the latter every single time. Before sleep, when your conscious mind begins to fade, This is the perfect moment to impress new feelings upon the subconscious. You don't have to force them, you simply relax and allow yourself to experience the emotional tone of wealth. Perhaps you visualize yourself living your dream life, but more importantly, you feel the joy and peace that come with it. That feeling becomes your new inner vibration, and it works through the night to reshape your outer world. The subconscious is loyal. It accepts whatever feeling dominates your heart and recreates it in the realm of form. So make sure your dominant feeling is one of abundance, not lack. Many people make the mistake of focusing on the physical form of money rather than the emotional essence it represents. You do not truly want money. You want the feelings money gives you: freedom, security, joy, comfort, ease. So why not feel those things now? When you feel them now, you signal to the universe that you already possess the vibration of abundance. And by the law of resonance, everything that matches that frequency will find its way to you. You become the magnet, not the chaser. That is why those who master their emotions master their destiny. Try this simple exercise tonight before sleep. Close your eyes and whisper to yourself, "I already have everything I desire." Don't say it to convince yourself. Say it because in your imagination it's true. Feel the gratitude of that truth. Let your body relax into the comfort of it. See yourself surrounded by success. Hear the sound of joy in your voice. Feel the ease of a wealthy life. Do not rush this feeling. Stay there, suspended between reality and imagination, until the emotion becomes so real that your body believes it. This is the bridge between the seen and unseen. Feeling transforms imagination into fact. When you awaken, you will notice subtle shifts. You might feel lighter, more confident, more open to opportunities. That is the sign that your vibration has changed. From there, your reality must follow. People will respond differently, money will begin to flow in new ways, and synchronicities will multiply. Or because you changed your emotional state. The world is not separate from you, it is molded by you. When you change your inner feeling, the outer world rearranges itself like a mirror adjusting to your reflection. So understand this eternal truth. You cannot manifest what you do not feel worthy of. To attract wealth, you must feel worthy of it now. Feeling is the bridge between thought and creation, between desire and fulfillment. Speak less, feel more. Don't beg for abundance, embody it. Don't hope for wealth, feel it as your birthright. The moment you make that inner shift, the universe begins its work, rearranging time, people, and circumstances to match your new vibration. Feeling is not merely the secret, it is the law. It is the divine signature that stamps your desires into reality. So tonight, as you lie in silence, let your heart speak louder than your words. Let your final thought be a feeling of gratitude, fulfillment, and abundance. Whisper softly to yourself, "I am the vibration of wealth. I live in the feeling of endless prosperity." Then drift into sleep carrying that emotion in your soul. Because when you feel it as real, creation has already begun, and the world will soon show you what your heart has dared to feel. Reprogramming the inner self, everything you experience in your outer world is a reflection of your inner programming. The beliefs, emotions, and assumptions that live quietly beneath your conscious awareness. Your life is not happening to you, it is happening through you. Every thought you think, every feeling you repeat, every image you dwell upon becomes the software that runs your reality. If you wish to attract massive wealth, you must begin by reprogramming the inner self. No amount of hard work or effort can override a mind programmed with lack. You could chase opportunities endlessly, but if deep within you believe that money is scarce, that wealth belongs to others, or that abundance is hard to achieve, then you will always return to that inner state of limitation. The outer world cannot outgrow your inner self concept. To create lasting wealth, you must rewrite the code of your subconscious mind until abundance feels natural, normal, and inevitable. The most powerful time to do this reprogramming is just before sleep. This is the moment when the conscious mind, the one filled with logic, doubt, and resistance, finally quiets down. The subconscious, open and receptive, waits for instruction. This is your chance to speak directly to the creative force within. The subconscious does not argue, it obeys whatever it is told with feeling and repetition. So each night before you drift into sleep, speak to yourself not as the person who is trying to become wealthy, but as the one who already is. Feel the difference. Instead of saying, "I will be rich," affirm, "I am now living in abundant wealth." Instead of hoping for success, assume that success is already your natural state. The subconscious accepts whatever idea you impress upon it, and your outer life becomes the projection of that accepted belief. Understand this truth deeply. You are not trying to attract wealth from somewhere outside of you. You are awakening the version of yourself that already possesses it. Every reality already exists within the infinite field of consciousness. There is already a version of you that is wealthy, free, and abundant. When you reprogram your inner self, you are simply aligning your awareness with that version. It is not about chasing money. It is about becoming the person who money naturally gravitates toward. You must feel and think from the identity of wealth, not toward it. The subconscious responds to identity, not effort. When you say, I am abundant, and truly mean it, you are broadcasting the frequency of the wealthy self, and the outer world must reorganize to reflect it. Most people try to change their life while remaining the same inside. They read books, make plans, or repeat affirmations, but their inner dialogue is still filled with lack and self-doubt. They may speak of wealth, but they feel unworthy of it. And so, despite all their outer actions, they remain stuck in the same pattern. To reprogram your inner self, you must reverse that pattern. You must begin to feel wealthy first, even if your current reality does not yet show it. You must speak to yourself as someone who already has the abundance you desire. The subconscious cannot tell the difference between imagination and fact. It only responds to feeling. So if you feel rich, grateful, and fulfilled now, your subconscious will interpret that as truth and begin manifesting it outwardly. This is not pretending or delusion. It is creation. Every change begins in imagination. You must dare to live mentally in the end result of your desire. See yourself as the prosperous version of you, calm, confident, generous, secure. Picture how you would think, walk, and speak if money were already abundant in your life. Let that image fill your mind as you fall asleep each night. The more real it feels, the faster it manifests. The subconscious mind thrives on repetition and emotion. So make this your nightly ritual. Affirm your wealth with feeling, visualize it vividly, and fall asleep in the assumption that it is already done. You are not asking, you are reprogramming. Reprogramming the inner self also means letting go of old mental patterns that no longer serve you. Every time you catch yourself thinking, I can't afford this, or money is hard to get, pause and replace it with a new statement. Money comes to me easily and frequently. I am surrounded by abundance. At first, it might feel false, but as you repeat and feel it consistently, the subconscious begins to accept it. Once accepted, it becomes your new reality. Remember, the subconscious does not judge truth from falsehood. It only manifests what you consistently feel to be true. That is why your emotions are the key to this entire process. If you constantly feel anxious about money, you are impressing lack upon your subconscious. But if you feel peace, gratitude, and confidence, even before the evidence appears, then your inner programming begins to shift from scarcity to abundance. The outer results may not appear instantly, but do not be deceived by the delay. Seeds take time to grow beneath the soil before sprouting above the surface. Each night that you sleep in the feeling of wealth, you are planting those seeds in the subconscious garden. Eventually, they must rise into visible form. New ideas will come to you effortlessly. Opportunities will unfold naturally. People will appear in your life to assist your growth. This is not magic. It is the law of consciousness in motion. You are not creating something new. You are revealing what has always been within you. So tonight, as you prepare for sleep, remember this: your inner self is the true cause of everything you experience. Speak to it lovingly. Give it the new identity you wish to live. Whisper to yourself, I am now the embodiment of wealth. I live in abundance and peace. My world reflects my prosperity. Feel those words as you drift into sleep. Let them become your lullaby, your truth, your new program. As you sleep, your subconscious will accept this identity and begin to bring it to life. You will awaken with a subtle yet powerful sense of change, a new energy of confidence, ease, and opportunity. And as days pass, you will see your world transforming to match the new self you have become. To reprogram the inner self is to rewrite your destiny. The universe does not give you what you want, it mirrors who you are. Change the inner self, and everything outside of you must change as well. You are the programmer, the dreamer, and the creator of your reality. And once you master the art of inner transformation, wealth will no longer be something you chase. It will be something you naturally attract. Because when abundance lives within you, it cannot help but express itself all around you. The morning confirmation, when you open your eyes each morning, the universe gives you a sacred gift, an empty canvas. The first thoughts that arise, the emotions that fill your heart, and the energy you carry into the day become the colors with which you paint your reality. Most people awaken and immediately return to the vibration of yesterday: worry, stress, lack, or routine. And so their lives repeat like a loop day after day. But those who understand the law of creation know that the morning is not a continuation of the past. It is a powerful moment to confirm the reality you impressed upon your subconscious the night before. It is the moment to claim, once again, the state of wealth and abundance that you assumed in your sleep. The bridge between imagination and manifestation is consistency. You may have planted the seed before sleep, but the morning confirmation is the sunlight that allows it to grow. The state in which you awaken is as important as the one in which you fall asleep. When you open your eyes, your subconscious is still soft and impressionable, still vibrating with the energy of your nighttime assumptions. That is why the first few moments of your morning are sacred. They set the tone for your entire day. Instead of rushing into the noise of the world, take a quiet moment for yourself. Do not reach for your phone. Do not replay your worries. Simply lie still and remember who you decided to be before sleep. Remember the feeling of wealth, freedom, and peace that you carried into the night. Let that feeling rise within you again and fill your entire being. Whisper to yourself, "It is done. I am already living in abundance." This simple confirmation aligns your consciousness with the reality you wish to experience. Most people undo their own manifestation first thing in the morning. They wake up full of doubts, checking their bank account, thinking of bills, worrying about lack. They forget the inner work they did before sleep and return to the vibration of fear. But if you can master your first few thoughts upon waking, you can control the entire direction of your day. The morning is the moment when your subconscious and conscious mind meet again, when you can either continue the vibration of abundance or slip back into old patterns of lack. So choose consciously. Choose to begin each day with certainty, gratitude, and confidence that wealth is already yours. The morning confirmation is not about begging or wishing. It is about affirming what already exists in the unseen. You are not trying to make wealth happen. You are acknowledging that it is already happening. You are confirming the truth you planted in your subconscious during the night. When you speak these words in the morning, you are telling your mind and your world, "This is who I am. This is my new reality." The more natural that statement feels, the faster your outer circumstances will begin to reflect it. Because the world responds not to effort, but to identity. You don't get what you chase, you get what you are. And what you are is determined by the thoughts and feelings you sustain most consistently, especially upon waking and before sleep. So, as the first light of day touches your eyes, breathe deeply and let gratitude fill your heart. Feel thankful not for what is coming, but for what already is. Gratitude confirms that the manifestation is real and present now. Say softly, "Thank you for my endless wealth. Thank you for the abundance that flows through every part of my life. I am at peace, I am secure, I am fulfilled." These words are not mere affirmations. They are commands that keep your subconscious aligned with prosperity. The more you feel them, the more they become your natural vibration. Soon, you won't have to force belief. It will simply be who you are. Once you rise from bed, carry that energy into everything you do. As you make your morning coffee, as you dress, as you move through the day, act from the state of someone who already has everything they desire. Don't look for wealth as if it's missing. Move through life as if it's already surrounding you. Smile with confidence, walk with ease, and respond to life from abundance rather than need. This is the true power of morning confirmation. It transforms your identity so completely that the universe has no choice but to match it. When you live as if you are already wealthy, you magnetize experiences, people, and opportunities that mirror that belief. Remember, wealth is not something you chase, it is something you embody. The morning is your chance to re-enter the world wearing the vibration of your desired self. Each morning confirmation strengthens that vibration until it becomes unshakable. Even when challenges appear, you will meet them with calm assurance, knowing they are temporary shadows passing through the light of your abundance. You will stop reacting to appearances and instead rest in the knowing that your inner assumption always wins. To deepen this practice, spend a few quiet moments each morning visualizing your ideal life. See yourself already living in luxury and freedom. Imagine receiving financial blessings, closing deals, enjoying peace and joy. Feel the emotions that accompany those images: relief, pride, gratitude, confidence. Let those feelings settle into your heart before you step into the day. This morning alignment doesn't just set your mood. It programs your subconscious to attract matching experiences. When you leave your home vibrating with wealth, you draw it to you effortlessly. The day unfolds in harmony with your inner state. You may notice subtle shifts. Someone offers you an opportunity, unexpected money appears, or solutions arise to problems that once felt impossible. These are not coincidences. They are reflections of your new frequency. You are no longer reacting to the world, you are commanding it through your consciousness. Each morning when you confirm your abundance, you are reminding the universe who you are and what reality must mirror. Over time, this habit rewires your mind so deeply that wealth becomes your natural condition. You won't have to remind yourself. You'll simply wake up feeling abundant, because that's who you've become. So tomorrow, when you open your eyes, pause before the noise begins. Feel your heart beating and remember that life itself is proof of abundance. Speak your morning confirmation with power and belief. I am wealthy now. I live in ease and prosperity. My world reflects my inner richness. Say it once, mean it fully, and feel it deeply. Let that be the first vibration you send into the world. For what you declare in the morning becomes the rhythm of your day, and what you sustain each day becomes the melody of your life. The morning confirmation is not just a ritual, it is the continuation of your creation. You have spoken wealth before sleep, now awaken as the person who already has it. And as you move through the day in that vibration, the universe will echo back to you, yes, it is done.